Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Welcome indeed. Welcome indeed. It's the witching hour.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk. And
That's right.
before we get started, I want to say a special hello to Jocelyn Myers because I finally got her set up on YouTube. So if you have some questions, it won't come up as Myers Metal Detectors. It'll come up as Jocelyn Myers. So welcome. Welcome, Jocelyn.
Yes, indeed. She was in there chatting up all the guys.
There you go. All righty. Well, I guess we better get started because we do have an exciting show tonight, don't we, Jeff?
We do indeed.
So, of course, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And look behind me, you'll see all detectors and all kinds of cool stuff we stock here in the shop. And, of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. And last but not least, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting and educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And we're going to do that, aren't we, Jeff?
We are going to do our best, for sure, for sure. So we, it's going to be a really good show tonight. Hopefully it's going to be warmer up there in the Carolinas when this event takes place than it has been here. My God, it's cold.
It's cold for Florida. It's cold for here. Jocelyn had to get her coat on to come here to the shop tonight rather. And of course, I came here a couple hours early to put the heat on, so we get up to 70 degrees. So I'm right comfortable.
Yeah, well, she's over there freezing. I can promise you that.
Well, she's got her jacket on, and folks, if you got a question you want to ask, just type it on there. And if Jeff doesn't get it and Jocelyn don't get it, maybe I'll see it. But my screen
I wouldn't hold my breath on that one.
My screen is real small, so the comments go by too fast for me. So hopefully someone else will catch it.
Yeah, they do. They start rocking. Anyways, we'll be like this. I told you this morning when I left for the gym, it was 31 degrees. About froze my. I thought my knee brace froze on my leg.
Now, Jeff, do you have to cover your plants up there?
Normally, yeah. Normally, we bring them in the garage, so I fall over them. So
the ones that I decided this year I was going to go with survival of the fittest.
Well, that's kind of what I kind of decided because I really don't, it's not my thing. I'll have to end up doing the work because Susan will make me, but it's really not my thing. So.
The last cold spell when it got real cold here, I did cover I got a little banana tree that I'm trying to get some bananas on it. But so I covered it, but this time it wasn't below freezing. So hopefully it did okay.
It got down to, I think, 27 here last night. So
yeah,
it's not supposed to get that cold tonight.
Well, we got an exciting show tonight. So I did want to, before we get started, tell folks tomorrow night I will be at the West State Archaeological Society meeting, which is here in Tampa. And if you want to go to that, just go to wsas.club and you get the address and where it's at. And that's a metal detector club meeting, and you learn a lot when you go to the club. So that's why I always invite everybody to go to that. And the other thing I wanted to tell folks, because I saw this on my distributor sent me this, that the Equinox 700 and 900 are out at the distributor. I still have plenty of inventory here. So that's a good thing about having a store. You always make sure you have inventory. Now, don't have the Manicores, and hopefully they'll be coming soon and be in a good supply of those. So hopefully. I'll let folks know when they have it. But we have all the other detectors. We have the Deus 2s. We have everything that's needed. So if you need something, just holler at me.
Okay. Well, like I always say, if Phil doesn't have it in stock, you don't need it. So,
That's true.
it's one
Absolutely
of the
true.
truisms of life,
Yes.
you know. So, we probably better get started here. We got a lot going on. We've got, um, we're going to talk a little bit about Mumbles Man and myself going to Digstock. And
Yes. And we'll talk about what you guys need to take with you for
yep,
sure.
yep. And
And
we are, one thing, Mumbles Man and myself are going to Digstock and kind of sponsored by Excalibur Shovels. And we will be
nice.
sporting our Excalibur shovels, our Excalibur hats and shirts at Digstock.
Yes,
So,
it is.
excuse me.
That's an item that we stock here, and awesome products. And I just saw on the live stream that someone had a different brand of shovel, and they just got it, and they broke it. And
Uh,
this will not break. So
no, that it won't. That it won't. And we're going to do a little thing tonight. We're going to show you, and during one of our breaks, just how the Excalibur shovel's made. So, we got a little
oh, that's awesome.
video for that. So, we'll be up and running. And it'll be good, good, good. So why don't we just go ahead and get to our guest because there's going to be a lot of questions about this fabulous hunt, and
Awesome.
also about the giveaway for tonight. So
Yes, and the hunt that he's having to give away too. So I know
yeah,
he just told us that the dig stock is sold out for so he's not promoting that, but he is promoting the he is promoting dig stock. It's going to be a cool
yeah,
event, but also the Native American hunt that he's got coming up. So
yeah,
that
yeah,
you could get a spot on if you don't have it right now. So
yeah.
let's
And
bring Pete
got
on.
we got somebody new in the chat that I've not seen before. Tot Lot Bandit says he'll be there at Digstock, so that'll be great. That'll be
Yeah, so
great.
he should say hello to you for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be up there roaming around, so people, they see me coming, they'll probably turn and run, but that's all right. That's
I think
okay.
I'll run the next time I see you, Jeff. I'll
Okay.
turn
Well, I don't know about you running, maybe walking quickly, but I
a
don't
fast
know
walk.
about running. Anyways, enough of the jocularity. I think we need to get our guest on here.
Yes, for sure. Before the hour's gone.
Yes, indeed. So, everybody, you've seen this young man before, very knowledgeable, and he works very, very hard putting this event together. It is the premier event in the United States, I do believe, and I am lucky enough to be able to attend this year in March. And it will be in North Carolina, and the Mumbles Man and I will be in attendance. And hopefully we'll find a bunch of good stuff. And let's bring on Pete Sorrell, the Digstock events, and he's going to tell us all about it.
Hey
Hi,
guys, how
Pete.
you doing?
We're
Hey,
doing
Pete,
good.
welcome.
We're doing good.
Welcome to the Treasure Talk Show, and we're promoting another, actually two exciting events. But you told me that your Dig Stock event that Jeff's going to is already sold out.
Yeah, that one sold out. Well, thank you guys again for having me on. This is the second or third time or more than that I've been on the show, and I appreciate it every time. We just love the hobby just as much as you guys do and the folks that are listening in. So we're happy to definitely get out here and promote the hobby. So yeah.
Well, you guys do a killer job with the event. It just seems like it gets better every event, as as they tend to do when you learn from the previous year. And there are going to be dilemmas. There's always a dilemma. It wouldn't be an event if there wasn't a dilemma. But there's some Roy Goodall, for instance, put in the chat. He wasn't able to get tickets. And we've been telling him all along, get them now. Don't wait because it's going to sell out.
Yeah, we didn't. They sold out faster than we thought they were going to. We thought maybe by January, mid-January, but they were gone before Christmas. So we really, people really wanted to go. We have a waiting list now. So if you're not on the list, people do decide that they don't want to go. So if you do want to put yourself on that list, you can just send an email over to info@digstockevents.com. And we'll actually put you on our waiting list. And as soon as a spot opens up on that list, or when your name comes up on that list, we'll send you an email, and you have 24 hours to respond and get yourself a ticket.
Okay, you guys are sending out emails anyway to
Yes.
the people, the ticket holders, giving them
Correct.
all the particulars and stuff.
Yep.
That'll be what, a couple weeks before the event?
It's actually a couple days before the event. A lot of people want it really early, but so we've had issues in the past with people poaching. So we try to do our best to make sure that the event is fair for everybody. And by doing so, we make sure that we send out the email just a few days before the event instead of a couple weeks, just to make sure that we keep an eye on things and everybody's got the same fair advantage. We don't want anybody to get out there before the paid guests for sure. So we do that on purpose, and that's just part of the way we do things. And some people aren't so happy about it, but we'll tell you, we put out a pretty informative email. Anything you'll need to know about the event will be right on that. So you won't need to worry about too much. Just get yourself a hotel room and wait.
Already got it booked. It's a sad thing that there's always a few, as with anything, that make it bad for everybody. And if it continues, there one or two things are going to happen. Either you're just going to not have the event, or you're going to have security, and all that does is drive the cost up.
Yeah, we do a pretty good job. We have a great team that kind of keeps an eye on everything. Myself, along with Matt Jones, Thomas Barnes, and Dave Lofgren. That's the 4 core members here of Digstock. And then we have a lot of family and friends, significant others, my brothers and sisters, and, anybody else that we can get to come and help and volunteer, even some additional detectorists that just want to come and help out for the first day or so. They come in and it's a big group project to get all of this done and running smoothly for sure. So, yeah, we just do that on purpose just to help everybody have a good experience, and by doing that, it prevents, at least to the best of our ability, from people getting out there and ruining it for everybody. So
yeah. Well, I think there's anybody that's going to act up and act a fool, there'll be enough people that will
take care of it. Right.
And you just get out of here.
We don't tolerate that. Anybody that's been to past events, we did have some people who during our pre-hunt meeting decided that they were going to go out and detect on the property beforehand, and let's just say they did not make it through the event. We let them know that they were not welcome, and the next morning we informed everybody that was at the event what the circumstances, and they all cheered. So they were glad that we made sure that we took care of the issue, and then so everybody knows that we're serious about that. Everybody pays to be there, and we appreciate that, and we want to make sure it's as fair for everybody, so nobody gets any sort of special advantage. You could be a YouTube star, or you could be a guy off the street. If you got a ticket, it doesn't matter. You don't get any sort of special preference. You're all the same to us. You get out there, and we give you a giant interactive map with all those spots, the hot spots on it, and if you get over it, you get over it. If you don't, you don't. That's just how it is.
That's the way it is. It's not called treasure finding; it's called treasure hunting.
Absolutely, Jeff. Now, Pete, how many people did you have sign up for the hunt there?
Well, this is something that we just found out recently, but we will be at this moment with all of our guests, which is 750, all of our special guests, all of our staff, everything. This will be the largest metal detecting event in the world. We will be over 1,000 capacity once everything is said and done. That's guests, that's staff, that's special guests, that's representatives from all the companies that'll be there. So it's a quite an honor and an undertaking that we certainly didn't expect a couple years ago to be where we are. So it'll be over 1,000 people with everything that we've got, but there'll be 750 detectorists.
750 detectors. Now, how big of an area of land do you have to detect?
So Digstock 5 is the largest piece of property that we've ever secured. It's 7,700 acres. There's so many home sites on there. There's that I think it's 150 plus home sites on there. There's a fossil quarry. There's Native American sites on the property. It's loaded with history. and we're excited to get people out there and see what they find. It's a huge property, but we've done all the homework for you, so I'll just let you know that. So don't go out there and be like, oh no, where am I supposed to go? We're gonna do the work for you for the most part, and then the best part is to just get out there and find it.
Yeah. So you guys have already gone out and done a site survey, did a little
Oh
detection,
yes,
and
yeah. So
tested the ground, make sure there was stuff there.
yeah. So one of the first things we do is when we locate a property is we do a site test, and we'll get a couple of guys out there, our team, and we'll actually test the site. We don't keep anything we find. We just take a note of everything we find. We put it back in the ground right where we found it, and then just kind of come back, report, and then we take that number and we figure out, how many people we believe we can fit on the property with a good chance of most folks finding something. And then that's how we decide the size of the event. That also includes the acreage, and how many people we think we can fit out there, and to be reasonable. So we do a lot of legwork to begin with. So not every event's a little bit different, but for the most part, we go about finding the sites and getting them ready the same way.
Awesome.
Well, that's good. It sounds to me it would be my first Digstock event. But it sounds like you got it covered. I mean, you're going to have food vendors there. You'll have the facilities and everything right there where everybody can find it. And when they're out in the field, there's always a tree.
Yeah, we actually will put there will be strategically placed porta potties around the property for those moments as well. So we do a good job of trying to make sure that we have the right amount of facilities for everybody that's on site. Most of them will be at the main event area, so if you got to come back, you can come back. But we do strategically place those things out in the fields as well, along with iron drops and places where you can dump your garbage. And we go through at the very end of the event and we pick up all of that stuff and we bring it back to the recycling center wherever we can. So it's an undertaking. We work really hard to make sure that everybody has a good time, and by doing so, we make sure that we have all the proper things out there for everybody to enjoy themselves the best they can.
And I just hope that everybody that attends polices all their own trash.
Agreed.
I mean,
Fill your hole, take your trash with you. It's not that hard. We have every event. We have folks that don't do that, but there's other detectors out there to kind of point them in the right direction. And so a lot of times, if someone doesn't fill their holes and someone else finds it, a lot of time they'll fill it in. We don't want that. You guys are, most of the detectors here are well-experienced detectorists. I know it's a field. A lot of the properties are fields, and so people don't feel that they need to fill in their holes there, but it's a common courtesy, especially for these big events. We don't want you to leave your trash in the hole. We're going to have very conveniently located iron drops, so feel free to drop those in there and while you're out and about, and make it a little bit easier for all of us, and for all of us to have a little bit more of an enjoyable event.
That's right. Now, Phil was holding up, that's the Gray Ghost Ultimate, isn't it?
Yes, that's the ultimate. You need to have one of those pouches with you so you can make sure you take all your stuff with you. And I'll just tell the folks, take your trash with you and make sure it is trash before you throw it out. We've all done it before, thrown out something good and regretted it. So if you don't know what it is,
we found some definitely interesting things in the trash pits for sure. We go through as we're cleaning them up. We found pennies and Indian head pennies and relics and stuff that either people don't know what they are or they accidentally dropped them in. So I mean, just be double check. And if you want to dig through the iron pile, feel free to give a look and see if somebody else dropped something, because you never know. You may think it's trash, but another man may think it's treasure for sure.
Well, that's right. That's what happens when you go to England. They tell you don't throw nothing away till they look at it. And I can vouch for that, because you may find a piece of a Bronze Age axe head, and it just looks like a piece of crapola. But it's a Bronze Age axe head. Now, you don't want to throw it away, but you don't know what it is till they tell you.
I've had quite a few experiences in England myself where I was digging through the trash pit. They all looked at me a little bit funny, but they threw away buttons and King George coins, and that was treasure to me, so I took it all back.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Pete, So why don't you go ahead and tell us what kind of things were found in your survey?
So, well, I mean, I can give you kind of an overview. I mean, large
Yeah.
sense, Indians, barbers, seeded silver, Spanish silver, basically the gamut of anything from the 1700s on up is what typically we find, and we did find at this site. So we do know it's out there. You just got to get your coil over it. We don't do it's not like an extensive. We don't spend 4 or 5 days going over the site. We do a 1 day full on hunt of the area with, and we hit as many places as we can as quickly as we can. So just to kind of get an idea. Now, that doesn't mean that all of the places we put on the map are going to have or be full of artifacts, because a lot of these homes, we don't know who lived there or why they lived there. Were they a sharecropper? Were they wealthy? We don't know that about most of the people that lived in these homes. So that being said, there's also spots that we don't know about. Maybe some of the older homes that were gone before any maps were made. You just might be wandering a field and happen across a home site that we didn't even know was there. So there's a lot of water, running through the property and stuff, rivers and streams and whatnot. So, that's where a lot of early colonials would like to be, is near a water source. And so you may just come across something that we didn't even find on our maps. And I mean, there's places that we've noticed, things on the surface when we first, went out to the property and walked around it. We definitely went out to one field, and we didn't have our detectors with us. We were just kind of doing a walking survey, and I found an arrowhead, pipe stems, and a tomback button on the surface, and I didn't even have a detector with me. So that's just kind of goes to show you, and our maps never showed anything in that spot. So that kind of just shows you that there's activity all over the place, and you just never know what you're going to get.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Phil bugged out for some reason. He'll be back. And now, are some of the fields going to be plowed fields or just grass fields?
It's kind of a combination of both. They're crop fields and plowed fields, but mostly at this time of year in North Carolina, it doesn't seem to be that it's usually cotton or tobacco or another crop that was in there, soybeans, what have you. 7,700 acres. Most of it's going to be it's just a random assortment of farm fields. So anybody that's been to our events, you'll kind of have an idea of what to look forward to. Some of the ones with cotton in it, they've got these little stalks. They're a pain in the butt, and they're hard, but you'll get used to it. I know it's kind of tough to get in between the rows, but some of the best finds came out of those fields. So you just got to keep working it. That stuff.
You didn't tell them it was going to be easy. You didn't put out, Digstock where the detecting is easy. You didn't put that out there. And anybody they got to go there and get babysat and have it. Oh, well, I don't want to go to Digstock because there was stubble in the field. Hey, give me a break.
Yeah. So it's always fun. The sand is really the soil there is really sandy. So that's kind of nice. A lot of the relics. I mean, I seen a large sand from the 1840s come up and look like it was dropped yesterday. I mean, the conditions of the soil really preserve a lot of the relics. Civil War bullets have been found, buttons, you name it. We've had it come up. And actually, last event, we had our first gold coin come up, which was pretty awesome to see in person. It was a $2.50 Dahlonega mint, so a Georgia mint coin. Showed up in one of the fields in upstate New York. So that's a pretty awesome find. There were a lot of people around that couldn't. They're like, man, I just went in that area and we took a bunch of cans. A lot of people gave up, and this gentleman kept working that trashy area and got himself on a gold coin.
Yeah, it happens, because you don't know back in that time in the 1700s, you don't know who was going through there. You don't know who was there. Could have been a camp, could have been a colonial camp, for the that war,
you have no idea. Yeah, it's great. I mean, we do. Yeah, so you'll see us. I mean, we're all of our team members, crew that will be around the fields. We like to do. All of our sponsors really love to give away stuff. So they give us thousands and thousands of dollars worth of merchandise to just give away. And you'll see us. We have a thing called the Swaggin' Wagon. which is basically just a John Deere Gator with a flag on the back, and we tool around the fields and we give away free prizes. So you can be, if you're finding stuff great, if you're not, you're still gonna walk away with some awesome swag and prizes from us, the Digstock crew, and all of our sponsors. So we make sure that everybody is having the best time they can. We're always asking questions. How can we make this better? What do you think of the events? So we really do a good job making sure that we listen to our customers and anybody that comes to hunt or even just to spectate. What did you like? What didn't you like? So the more that we get of that, the better the events will be. And we've learned a lot in the last couple of years, and a lot of the suggestions and stuff that we've gotten have gone into what this one will be. And Digstock 5 will be the biggest event that we've ever held to this point. And we'll see where we go from there. But we've got a lot of great ideas and things coming down the pipeline. So we're really excited about it.
And it should be good. And the thing of it is, Phil and I always say this, when you go to a hunt, the best thing that you're going to take away from that hunt, yes, you may have a good find. You may win a metal detector or something, but the best thing you're taking away from that hunt is the people that you meet and the relationships that you made, because you'll remember that for the rest of your life.
That's right. We say it's more than an event, it's an experience. It really is. So if you've never been to a hunt like this, an organized hunt, they're not for everybody. Not everybody enjoys them. But I will say this. I would say the large majority of folks that come to our hunts will have a very enjoyable time. We'll get to meet people that they've only seen online and they've always wanted to meet. We've got a lot of special guests from all the major manufacturers that show up. So I know that I know a bunch of the Garrett guys just announced that they're going to be there. KG and Ringy and Aqua Chigger are going to be there. So I do know that a bunch of folks from all the different manufacturers will be out there hunting. If you have questions, the manufacturers are also great. If you've got questions about your machines or if you're interested in buying a new machine, they will be there to help you set up and get ready for your next dig. And it's really, really awesome for them to get out there and show their new products and help everybody out there that kind of wants to learn more about maybe a different brand. So it's going to be a really, really good time.
Well, we got one question here real quick. Let's put it up here. It says it's from Bob Kulik. He wants to know, can you attend as an observer?
Yes, you can. You'd have to send an email over to our to info@digstockevents.com, and you have to fill out a liability waiver because you are on private property with permission. You just will not be able to detect, and the only area you'll really be able to kind of observe is the main event area. So we won't allow anybody that's just an observer to be on the field without purchasing a ticket.
Yeah, but they would be able to talk with the. Am I back on, Jeff?
Yes, you are. I don't know why you're away.
I didn't know what happened. It just disappeared all of a sudden. But they would be able to talk to the manufacturers, reps, and different people. And to me, the hunt, the best part of it is just to be able to learn about your detector and talk with the rep. And if you have some complaints about a detector, that's the perfect place to let loose on.
That's basically what that. If you come in as an observer, you'd be able to see the main event area and anything that we have right there at the main event. You wouldn't be able to, there's certain things that'll be going on you won't necessarily be able to participate in because those are for paid participants. Like the GPAA will be there with I think they're going to be doing some gold panning, there. So that's for guests. We have a cornhole tournament at this one. There will be live music, which you don't have to pay for if you're an observer, but you'll get to hear, and all the food trucks and stuff. So you'll be able to do most of the, observe and see what something like this is all about. But to the extent of being able to participate, you'd have to purchase a ticket. So.
And are you guys having a seated hunt there too, or is it just all?
Yes, we are. So it's a night seated hunt. We've never done this before. It's the Thursday night of our meet and greet. All the lights are going to go down, and it's a pinpointer only hunt. and we're going to give away lots and lots of prizes. There's going to be coins and relics and tokens from everybody out on this field. And it's going to be certainly an interesting sight to see everybody out there on their hands and knees trying to find this stuff. But we also have keys out there, and 3 of those keys will open a treasure chest. One, I believe, is worth $5,000, $2,500, and $1,000 value. So that's going to be a really exciting thing. And so what we'll do is you'll find those keys. We're not going to say who won the prize that night, so you got to hang on to them. And we're gonna announce the winner later in the event, so everybody gets to see who won that. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So the seated part is pinpointer only, and it's gonna be Thursday night of the event. So if you've got a ticket, make sure if you want to be a part of that, make sure you're there.
Did you say pinpointer
Huh?
only?
Pinpointer only, yeah.
Our club does a hunt like that, a pinpointer hunt, and it's hilarious seeing 40 people in a little volleyball court with pinpointers trying to get the prize token. So
try that with 750, and let's see what that.
That's gonna be hilarious.
It ought to be good. It
You
ought to
gotta
be good.
film that and put it on your website for sure.
Oh, we will. It's going to be a blast. We're excited about it. Something we've never done. A lot of the manufacturers have been really supportive and helping us with some of the ideas and stuff that we're putting forth in this event. And, those guys have always been great. So I'll just shout them out right here. The big manufacturers, XP, Mind Lab, Nocta, Garrett, they're all going to be there doing their thing with a big setup, reps from all the companies, special guests. And a lot of them do their own giveaways and stuff too. So, they'll say, oh, in this field or out in the seated hunt, there'll be special tokens, specifically for a certain brand of detector. And if you find one of their tokens, they'll do special giveaways. There's so much going on. It's going to be really, really fun. If you've never been to one, if you were lucky enough to get yourself a ticket, great. You're not going to be disappointed. There's plenty of folks out there that have been to almost all of, if not all of the events that we put on, and there's a reason they keep coming back. So I will just say that people don't come back to events that they don't enjoy, and we've had quite a few people that keep coming back again and again. And we cannot say how much we appreciate them coming back and enjoying what we do. We do it for them. We really enjoy. I'm a people person, so I really enjoy the events and just talking to everybody and just having a good time. But it's going to be fun. So we also have Digstock 5 is sold out, but we have an event in April, early April, which is a different type of hunt. It's a Native American relic hunt. Although, even though if you buy a ticket to that, it's a 2-day, no frills kind of hunt. So we're going to have a special guest there, world-renowned flint knapper and Native American artifact toolmaker, basically. He makes replicas of those types of tools that were used in that time, and he will actually be on site making those and demonstrating that really, really awesome art of napping. And so he'll be there on for that event. And then as well as our team will be there basically kind of guiding you guys through how to do that. But metal detecting, bottle digging, the whole thing, normally what we do is all still allowed on that property for that time if you purchase a ticket. Just know that it's a no frills kind of hunt. There's no special crazy things. It's cheaper hunt, and but it's 2 days, April 1st and 2nd, 2023, Eastern North Carolina. We have a really good site for Native American artifacts, and the folks that are going to be there helping you out and learning. It's a very, very cool experience if you've never done it before, and we're really excited about it. This is a new type of hunt for us, and we think it's going to be really great.
It will be. And with that said, let's take a break. I'll put everybody in the green room. And like I said, we're going, Mumbles Man and myself will be at Digstock. And we are sponsored on that particular hunt by Excalibur Shovels. So we're going to see just what it takes to make an Excalibur shovel. We'll be right back with everybody.
Awesome. Let me in. Let me in. That was
You're in. And there's Pete.
that was real cool, Jeff. That was Excalibur Shovel making some shovels like
Yep.
these here. These are one of his products, and he does an awesome job on it. And like I said earlier in the chat, somebody was griping about they had bought another shovel and it cracked the first day they made it. So when you're going to a hunt like this, you're spending a little money. Make sure you have good tools you take with you, because that way you're out of the gates. You're able to get out there and find some stuff.
And if you know, take extra batteries. I don't know, Pete. You may have, places where they can get batteries there at the hunt, but take them if for your pinpointers, if they are so, inclined to use batteries or your pinpointers or your detector, and make sure when you pack, get yourself a list. Take all your charging cords, take extra charging cords. Things do happen. So make sure you have what you need. There's always going to be somebody there to help you, but still make sure you have what you need. Now, I know you've gone through this before, Pete. Will you have stuff there that they can buy? Should they forget something?
Yeah, so we do. We will be on site with plenty of stuff to uh, basically get whatever you need on site. I'm actually going to post up in the chat now on YouTube. We actually have a what to bring list. So for each of our events, it's a detecting checklist. It'll give you a good idea of what to bring to any event. Really, it doesn't need to be ours per se, but any event that you attend, it'll give you a really good idea of things to bring. So we really appreciate, we think that that's something that, obviously you can look through. You probably won't need everything on this. But if there's something that you don't particularly think you need, then don't bring it. But this is a really good rundown of the things that we think will be great here. So I'm going to post this up right here.
Okay,
And
good.
there,
And bring
something
it
to
anyway, because if you're hunting with a friend, maybe they'll need it.
Yeah, there you go.
it's a very comprehensive list, and there's a lot of things on there that's not necessarily something you need to bring to every hunt, but so there's some great ideas to make sure that you've got the things you need the most for sure.
Hey, now, Peter, I had a question. I know this is a metal detecting event, but do people screen there? Do you allow people to screen to sift?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you've got your own sifting equipment and you find an old home site that you want to dig a hole and sift, all we ask that is, this is a permission just like any other. So we have to, respect the landowner's property just as much as we would if we were on a private permission ourselves. So feel free to screen and use what you'd like to find your treasures, but just make sure that when you're done, it looks the same way as when you got there. So that's all we ask. If you find a bottle pit or a privy or something at one of these home sites that you want to dig out, feel free. That's part of the experience. But make sure when you're done, you fill in everything that you've dug up. I mean, we've got 3 days, so I mean, if you find one on the first day and it's really good, that's great because you'll have a good opportunity to get as much as you can out of that certain site. But if there's so many places and sites to check out, but yeah, we just ask everybody that they respect the property as if it were their own. So when they're done, sure, you can screen, you can bottle dig, you can fossil, hunt, you can do all the hobbies you dig, so long as you do it respectfully and within the rules that we set out for everybody.
Awesome. So the relic hunters and diggers who like to screen, they can bring their screening gear and do that. That's awesome.
They could even go in the rivers and streams, couldn't they, Pete, if they wanted to?
I don't know if there's a lot of gold up in that way. I've heard that North Carolina does have it. We do have, for anybody that purchases a ticket, the Gold Prospectors Association of America will actually be on site showing gold panning and doing some gold panning right at our main event area during the event. So if that's something you're interested in, those are the folks to check out and watch, and they'll definitely teach you a lot more about that. So see that Mark Fiorella says, do you provide water or do we bring our own? So most times we do provide water. Not every hunt we do. It just depends on if we're able to secure a sponsorship for someone to donate water. A lot of times we will have water available. And if not, we always recommend as part of our packing list that you guys bring a reusable water container with you at all times, just
Yeah.
because it is a very big area. You may not be close to anything. So feel free to get yourself one of those reusable ones, fill it up before you go out and set out on your day, and you should be all set.
Hey, we had Jocelyn just told me we had a couple questions. I think Jeff's got some posted too, but how about poisonous snakes? The person is asking.
There are poisonous snakes, but mostly the hunting that you guys are going to be doing is in fields and areas that they probably will not be in. That doesn't mean they won't be there, but I would say that they mostly stick to the wooded areas for the most part. Near water bodies, that type of thing. So if you're not familiar with the wildlife or reptiles or snakes in the area, feel free to do a little research before you show up. But it should be a non-factor. I say that walking out from here, we've never had a before, but if you're concerned about that, I would just stick with wide open fields. Because, you should be all set. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
If you see a snake, bite him first, you know.
And I guess they're asking what part of North Carolina?
Well, we generally say Eastern North Carolina. So the Native American hunt is going to be near Tarboro and Greenville, North Carolina. We don't reveal the site until a couple of days before. Any paid participant will actually receive the email with all the information they'll need a couple of days before the event. Same thing as the Digstock 5. If you are attending, you'll receive that email a couple of days before the event. So for the Digstock 5 event, if you are attending, we've been telling folks to stay in the Rocky Mount or Tarboro area, and that gets you as close as we can tell you until we send you the event information.
Okay. Awesome.
And that's all they need to know for now.
Yes.
Because and that's smart, because if you said exactly what the locations were, people would be there tomorrow trying to hunt.
Yeah, we
see here.
Do you got any questions, Philip? Phil's frozen.
We lost him once and now he's frozen.
No, I think it's so cold in Tampa, they're all froze,
It's been very nice up here. We've had it was 51 degrees today. We got out and did some detecting ourselves, me and a couple of the local PA diggers I've been hanging out with since I've moved here. So
well, I tell you what, why don't we just go ahead and do our giveaway?
all right. So
While Phil is frozen.
Right. Well, we're going to give away a ticket to our Digstock 6 event, which is April 1st and 2nd, 2023. And that ticket will basically allow you to come to that event and enjoy anything that we have at that event. So that one is in Eastern North Carolina as well, April 1st and 2nd, 2023. That's the date of the event, and we're giving one ticket away to that lucky winner. All I need is your information, which you can send over to Phil, and Phil will pass it along to me, and we'll get you all set up.
And you better send it to me.
Send it to Phil.
Pass it along.
That's right.
Yeah, Phil sometimes he gets too busy.
Send it to Jeff. Make sure Jeff gets it.
That's right. Send it to me, and we'll get it to you. Now, as always, you had to enter on the Treasure Talk YouTube channel. You had to be a member, and I did check, because if you're not a member, you're not going to win. That's all there is to it. And you were given a phrase that you had to put in to enter to win this ticket. And once I call the name, you'll have 3 minutes to text me at my number right there. And you tell me who you are and that you are here. And then you will win. And after I give you the high sign, then you got to send the email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. As soon as I get the winner, I'll pop up the email address. And then you'll send your information.
No, I'm back in.
Okay, you're back in now. We're doing the giveaway.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on tonight. This
I
is
don't know. You got
horrible.
gremlins in there. I think it's Jocelyn messing with the heater.
I just went to make sure it wasn't a heater. I wouldn't turn the heater off.
Well, she's over there cranking it up. You know, it's causing power surges in there.
I don't know what it is, but
So-
we're on a DSL or we're on the Ethernet and not wireless. I kind of would expect it, but tonight is just crazy.
Well,
Just
I'm about
doesn't-
ready to call a name.
All right, well let's have the name.
Okay. Tim Waters. You are the winner. You got 3 minutes to text me
Yeah.
on my name on my number right there on the screen with your name and that you are here. And if you don't do it by 10 minutes till, I'm going to somebody else.
Hey, who was the winner, Jeff? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Tim Waters.
Tim Water.
Yep.
All righty. And that is for the hunt doing the Native American hunting.
Yes, that's going to be cool.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, our special guest. I didn't have his name earlier, but I'm sorry, my memory's not that great. It'll be Mr. James Parker of Huntworthy Productions. If you want to look him up, he's very, very knowledgeable in creating those ancient arts. You know, the ancient art of stone tool making. So he will be there at the event demonstrating his craft. And one of our very own, Mr. Thomas Barnes, is also a very talented napper himself, and so he'll be there as well. But I just wanted to put his name out there because we'll put some more information out on our Facebook page, which is Digstock Talk. If you're interested in joining, feel free. We're a really great group. If you got questions about the event, if you want to show some finds you found, we're really there's a really big, great supportive group there on Facebook, Digstock Talk. So there's going to be a flyer up this week with some more information about Mr. James Parker, so you can kind of see if that's the type of hunt you're interested in. And like I said, I'm really kind of excited to see what they pull out of the ground there, because for me, I've been detecting for 13 years now, and in that entire time, I think I've come across 3 arrowheads, and I have loved every one of them, and they've all been a little bit different and special. So I'm excited to see what people come up with there.
Well, somebody asked me in the chat what was the phrase, and I should have told you the phrase you had to enter to win the ticket was "Put me in, Pete. I'm ready to go."
Put me in, please.
So we did have our winner. Now he needs to send his information, name, address, and phone number. Is that all you need, Pete?
Yeah. So I need your name, address, phone number, and email address.
Hey,
Okay.
Pete, I have a question here from Michael. Looks like Busy Bee Detecting. He's asking you how you're liking PA.
I'm liking it a lot. Lots of colonial history around me. I've been out in the last couple of weeks, and we found some. We got out today, but I found an 1803 half cent I found last weekend. Just a bunch of big dandies that we've come across a couple of weeks. I've done very well since I've been here. I think I moved in November, and I've got 9 coppers on my table here from that time, and countless buttons and relics. So I'm having an enjoyable time, meeting some great new people, and starting to really love the area. So
where did you move to?
I live in Carlisle, Pennsylvania now. So just south of Harrisburg. Beautiful, beautiful area. And so yeah, that's where I am now.
Okay, cool. So it's got a lot of history there then, if you're finding the old
yeah.
stuff. Well,
Carlisle was founded in 1751, I believe. So lots of history.
Now, are you hunting home sites, or are you hunting fields, or what are you hunting now?
Kind of whatever. I'm a prolific door knocker and property getter. So I look at the old maps, and sometimes it'll be home sites that look, that we find on the old maps that don't exist anymore. It may be a standing home. It's just whatever strikes the fancy on the day. Sometimes I just drive around the back roads and knock doors, and just so there's a lot of very historic homes here, and it's really exciting to be in an area with so much history and be able to enjoy it, enjoy the hobby, and meet new people and others that also enjoy the hobby just as much as I do. So hopefully this spring I'll get to experience some new things for me. I've got a lot of friends down here that like to creek hunt and river hunt, and it's not something I've been very much into before, but I'm looking forward to joining those folks and trying that out.
And where did you move from, Pete?
I was from upstate New York. I lived in the Adirondacks for the last 35 years, and I moved out of New York State and just and made my way here.
Okay. And what brought you to Pennsylvania? I'm just curious.
Just what needed a change, and that's what the change was. It was stuck between a couple of states, and a bunch of things came together for me in the state of Pennsylvania, and here I am.
Interesting. Well, awesome. So, Jeff, we have our winner. They're going to get here, and I guess they're pumped and excited about doing some Indian artifact hunting, huh?
Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about with that, Pete?
For the Native American hunt, I think I've gone over mostly everything. What I'll do is I'll put a link into the chat for that particular event. And then you should be able to, it's going to be the ticketing page, but if you scroll down, there will be something that says about the event and what happens after you purchase your ticket. They also have the nearest airports, recommended hotels, best local eats, things to see, some of the sponsors. So we include that on our website. Well, just a heads up, we revamped our website a few weeks ago, and it's really great. So if you haven't had a chance to get over there and check that out, feel free to do so. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the information we provide on there. We do our very best to make sure that we give our guests the most information we can so they can make a good decision. If they decide that they want to come to our events, they'll have probably more information than they'll need, but they'll definitely get the answers to the questions that they're looking for. So I'm going to post up this information right here. And so that's in the chat now for the Digstock 6 event, which is April 1st and 2nd, 2023. Y'all can check that out. And if you have any questions, feel free to either hit us up on Facebook, instant message, or give us an email at info@digstockevents.com. And we'll be happy to help you.
Now, Pete, are you already looking for sites for 2024?
Oh, you better believe it. And who said we're done with 2023?
Oh, okay. So maybe
You probably have a fall hunt too.
So what we normally do is we'll announce as long as we've secured a property for the next event by Digstock 5, if we've secured another site for another hunt, we will announce that information there. We do our best to try and announce it as soon as we can, as soon as the contracts are signed. That way we give everybody plenty of notice to be able to get themselves to the event. Obviously, we also have a little bit of back work, or behind the scenes work of making sure we get that information up on the website. All of the stuff that we provide to our guests, we just want to make sure all that is in place before we start selling tickets. And then as soon as we do, that information will all be presented on our website, on our Facebook page, and any other social media sites we have. We'll try and get it up there too as well. So we do a very good job of making sure that we get that information to everybody as soon as possible. And then we also, it takes several months to plan these events as well. So we try to secure a permission, and then we start working our way to getting those things set up so everybody can have a great time.
Well, the link didn't show up in the chat.
It should have. Let's see here.
Yeah, sometimes it do, and sometimes it don't.
All right, let's try this. Paste.
So, Pete, on the Native American hunt,
Yes.
when they did the survey, what did they find?
They're fairly confident that it's a very large Native American gathering area. We don't know if it was a village or what, but they found enough artifacts to make a hunt out of it. So they believe that it's a very good, productive area. A couple of some really great things were found in the test, as far as I know. I wasn't able to make it down for that one, but Matt and Thomas were able to do that, and they said that it was very exciting to see some of the things that came out, and they're excited to see what everybody else will come up with while they're down there. So as we said, it's kind of a no frills hunt. It won't be as involved as our other hunts are. There'll be a few less amenities. There won't be like a food trucks or anything like that. So bring a packed lunch for the day if you want to go out there and do that. And even if you get bored of the trying to find Native American stuff, you can bring your metal detector, and as long as you're on the property we've secured, you can do that as well. So all of the things that we do at a normal hunt, such as bottle digging and picking rocks, whatever you want to do, you're still able to do that at this hunt. It'll just be a lot less no frills. It'll basically just a lot less involved. You're basically on your own to do whatever you'd like to do on the property.
So
Yeah,
why
that's
don't we do this, Pete? Excuse me, Phil. Why don't you send me in the private chat, send the link. The software doesn't allow it to be posted unless I post it.
Okay.
So
There
if you
you
send
go.
it to me in the private chat, okay, and I will copy.
Yeah, that's a good idea for them to bring their detectors, because if it was a large Indian village or whatnot, I'm sure they were trading with people, and I have found trade beads, silver trade beads. I haven't found a gold trade bead, but I know people who have. So they have the potential of finding some early American coins too. So
Yeah, I think there's definitely some colonial activity in the area. So I think there's a good possibility that if you do bring a detector, you might stumble across something while you're out there. So it is a pretty good sized property as far as I know. I don't know if we have the exact acreage up on the about part, but it'll be large enough that if you want to get out there and just do one of those things, you're welcome to do so. Obviously, we have the rules and the same as any other event that we have, and we'll present those to everybody that's attending the first day of the event. So and like I said, same as always, we'll provide an email a couple of days before the event with everything that you need to know about the event, including the location, rules, safety instructions, the map, that kind of thing.
So do you have any idea, Pete, about what tribes were in that area?
I personally do not know. I am not as well versed in the Native American culture in that area as Matt or Thomas are. But if you are interested in that hunt, I'd be certain. I'd feel free to ask those questions on our Digstock Talk page, and I'm sure one or both of those fellas will chime in and give you more information as to the tribes that were there, during the different time periods.
Oh, okay.
cool.
Very, very cool. So we got about 35 seconds left. Any last words?
Me? Who?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pete.
Oh, me. Okay. Thanks for having me on, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody's enjoyed the chat tonight. If you have any questions, like I said, feel free to reach out to us. We're a friendly group, as these guys can attest to. We'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have. And hopefully you're able to make it out to one of our events either now or in the future, and we'll see you out there.
And I'm looking forward to shaking your hand because I will be there with my friend, the Mumbles Man.
Excellent.
We'll have a good
Pete,
time.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for coming on here with us tonight, because I think Jeff said we're just about out of time. And sorry I kept freezing up. I've not seen that happen yet on my computer here, but I guess things happen. So
It's cold, Phil.
Yeah,
It's cold.
it is cold. With Florida folks ain't ready for the cold weather. So
And it's a Florida computer. I know you bought it in Florida, so
it's a Florida computer. Yeah,
that's right.
that's what it is.
Right.
So thank you, Pete. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you, Jocelyn, over there for helping me when it wasn't freezing. So thanks for coming on here tonight and sharing with our members about Digstock for sure.
Yeah, Jocelyn was over there chatting is what she was doing.
Well, good.
Well, she was chatting. She was yada, 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 yada.
That's good.
That's good.
All right, my friends.
All right. Thanks, Pete.
Have a great night, guys.
Yeah, everybody, thank you. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Jocelyn. And she's going to need a glass of wine after that lengthy chat she had, Pete, Phil. So,
Okay.
you got to go to Publix, son.
Yeah.
So
gotta get out of
anyways,
here.
All right,
thanks
take
for
care,
watching.
guys.
We'll see you
Happy
guys.
hunting and dig deeper.
Yeah, dig deeper, my friends, and go to Digstock.
That's right.